I was all of 10 years old when I decided I wanted to be an astronaut. So I shared that dream with my parents. My dad, he grabs me and then he looked at me and he says, I think you can do it. At that point I become a sponge because he says, I'm going to tell you how to do it. He says, if you follow this recipe to the T, he says, I guarantee you'll be able to reach your goal. Ingredient number one, he says, you got to define what you want to be when you grow up. What does Jose want to be when he's all grown up? Of course, I yelled out the answer, right? I want to be an astronaut. Second, he says, you got to recognize how far you are from that goal. I said, well, don't get mad at me, Pops, but being a migrant farm worker, you can't be any farther than that. And instead of him getting mad, he kind of laughed. He said, well, I'm glad you recognize that, because the third ingredient, he says, is you got to draw yourself a roadmap. It's from where you understand where you're at to where you want to go. And by your smart remark, you understand where you're at. So you got to draw yourself a roadmap, because that's going to be your guide in life to get you to where you want to go. I said, what's the fourth ingredient, Dad? He said, you're doing it already, son. Get yourself a good education. There's no substitute for a good education. Fifth, he says, give more than what people expect of you. He says, you mix up those 5 ingredients, he says, and that's the recipe for success. And I say 6 ingredients really, because I add the 6th ingredient. The 6th ingredient is perseverance. You can't give up on yourself. I said, use me as an example. NASA rejected me not once, not twice, not 3 times, not even 4 or 5 times. So NASA rejected me 11 times. It wasn't until my 12th try that I finally got selected as an astronaut. So that tells you, you can't give up. So I started looking at graduate programs and noticed that the electrical engineering, which is my major, program at UC Santa Barbara was a top 5 school, graduate school. And so I decided to apply for that program, got accepted, and I said, oh wow, I guess I'm going to graduate school. Did I imagine myself when I walked the line with my graduate degree that one day I would come back, they would ask me to be the commencement speaker for a UCSB graduation. So I was very touched and humbled by it, and I'm glad UCSB reached out, and I'm glad we reconnected, and so hopefully we stay connected throughout the rest of my career. I remember my 5th grade teacher, Miss Cotton. She used to teach us world geography, right? And of course she used to have one of these in her room, and how would we know the different countries? Well, they were in different colors, right? She would point, what's this? And you would say, well, okay, that's Mexico. What's this? Canada. What's this? And then you would say Colombia. And so you pass your test by doing that, right? So when I was thinking about what am I going to see, how is the world going to look for the first time when I look at it from the outside, I was thinking colors, right? I said, oh, okay, I'll be able to tell the different countries. Obviously, I didn't expect to see the world in different colors, but I was expected to differentiate the countries. And the thing that struck me in awe is when I was flying over North Central America, I would look and I could, of course, make out Canada, but I couldn't make out where Canada ended and the US began. And of course, I could make out the US, but I couldn't make it out where US ended and Mexico began. And I said, wow, I had to go out of this world to come to the conclusion that down there, we're just really one. That borders are human-made concepts, that they really don't exist. And when you're looking at it in the world from that perspective, you get it. You say, wow, we're really just one.